Christians. And this lady here, she says dispensations are throughout the Bible. And then she says tulip/Calvinism is devil's doctrine. This is a stupid statement. Beyond stupid. I'm not calling her stupid. I'm saying her statement is stupid. She says dispensation is throughout the Bible. No, it is not. And I get sick and tired of these people trying to make arguments that just make no sense. Here's what a dispensation is. A dispensation is an age, an era. But when dispensationalists are talking about dispensationalism, they are not talking about strictly eras. Precisely. That is not what they're doing precisely. What I mean is they are ascribing a different means of salvation. That salvation is obtained differently through each one of 7 different dispensations. And that is what is referred to as dispensationalism. And I know because I used to be one. So when I hear people like this say these stupid things, I can tell she knows nothing. Like so many people, most dispensationalists have no idea what being dispensationalist is. They don't even know what they believe. When you challenge them on it, they get all upset and tell you things like, oh, well, you wouldn't understand. Or if I told you, you wouldn't believe it anyway. Or I don't have time to talk about it. But then they say things like tulip Calvinism is devil's doctrine. And I can assure you 100% she has no idea what Calvinism is. I guarantee it. Totally, lady, I'm telling you, I guarantee it. You have no idea what Calvinism is. And you have no idea how to systematically connect the dots as to what neither Calvinism is, what Arminianism is, or even what dispensationalism is. Now look, I'm not getting on your case. I'm just telling you, when you make a comment, you need to be able to back it up, because most people here just talk a lot of stuff and can't back up anything. Very few people like you can support anything you say biblically. You may be a genius in other areas of life, no doubt about it. I'm sure of it. Most people will have some certain types of expertise. But when you say dispensations are throughout the Bible, that's just ridiculous. Dispensations are throughout eternity. A dispensation is an age. But when you talk about dispensationalism as a system of theology, that is what you're talking about. This is what we are really talking about. So trying to conflate the two in order to give credibility to the other is disingenuine. If somebody doesn't believe in your systematic view that you refer to as dispensationalism, you say that they are denying that there are ages that have taken place in history. And that is just ridiculous. So you should get your act together. If you really know dispensationalism, let's talk about it and see if you really do, because I'm pretty sure you don't. I'm familiar with the 7 different dispensations of dispensationalism. The Adamic, the Mosaic, the Noahic, the Davidic, the Abrahamic. I'm familiar with all of them. Okay? And if you are a true dispensationalist, you will know that if you're going to be true to what you say you believe, then you're going to acknowledge that in each one of those dispensations, a different way or means of salvation was offered. And this is why true Christians who are schooled in the Word of God will tell you that you are teaching something that is false. Because there has always only been, regardless of the number of dispensations or ages that there are in this life. When God created time, ever since the beginning, there has only ever been one way of salvation. Dispensationalists say that no, there are 7 different ages of dispensations that have a different means of obtaining salvation. Now you're going to come try to make it seem like you're an exceptional dispensationalist. You have exceptional views over the other dispensationalists, or you have progressed. Either way, if you have advanced understanding of dispensationalism, or if dispensationalism has made progress, then that also implies that it can't be true, because the truth does not evolve. So, you want to have a discussion, as I said in a previous post that I made in the last couple of days. Every single Protestant believer, and that includes you, every single one of us is either, from a theological perspective, from a theological system of biblical interpretation, come from one or two schools, every single one of us, one of two schools, and you can't blend the two. Because when one of the elements of that system falls apart, the whole system falls apart. So, here it is. Everyone who is a Protestant Christian, meaning a non-Catholic Protestant Christian, you are either an Arminian or you are a Calvinist. Period. Everyone. Dispensationalists are Arminian theologians. That's a fact. Can't be denied. I will add more posts to prove this out. So I would suggest that before you say things like this, you be able to back it up. My guess is that if I do hear from you, you'll make some kind of random pot shot, but you won't provide any substance for anything that you're saying. Zero, none. Because most people who are Christians are not students of the Word of God, even though they very well may be believers. So if you have something to say, let's talk about it. I want to understand what you think a dispensationalist is, because I was brought up in the Christian faith as a dispensationalist, and since then have learned the error of that system of thought. Completely false. Be provoked and be persuaded.